Hey guys, it's Brett. Thanks for dropping by my channel. So today I thought I would do a little bit of book mail. It's been a while since I've done book mail, and I have got some interesting things that I want to go over with everybody today. That said, I don't know so much about them that I'm going to speak completely off the cuff about many of them. So settle back and get ready for me to read to you from some dust jackets to tell you what some of these things are about. Maybe I'll even be able to tell you why I got them to begin with. So yeah, all right. So the first thing that I got that I wanted to talk about is The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson. This is the sequel to last year's, I believe it was last year's, Her Majesty's Royal Coven. Totally fun book about a coven of witches that are in service to the crown and the queen. And some bad stuff starts to happen. You know, there's always a baddie or a series of baddies. I really enjoyed the first book. I didn't think it was perfect, but it is a perfect summer book, especially if you like a little magic, if you like a little, mysticism. It was totally fun. And so I'm looking forward to that. I actually got these are the Waterstones editions because they're just really just beautiful. I also love on both of them the end pages. Lovely. So excited about those. All right. Next up, another new book that's came out. I know it just came out in the States, which looks really interesting. Nick Harkaway, Titanium Noir. I don't know a ton about this, but let me read you this. A tightly woven tale of murder, betrayal, and vengeance enter the world of the Titans. Carl Sounder is a detective working for the police on certain very sensitive cases. So when he's called in to investigate a homicide of a local apartment, he's surprised by the routineness of it all. But when he arrives on scene, Cal soon learns that the victim, Roddy Tebbett, is well over 7 feet tall. And although he doesn't look a day over 30, he is nearly 91 years old. Not nearly, he actually is. I just misread it. Tibbet is a titan, one of this dystopian near future society's genetically altered elites. In this case, is definitely Cal's thing. That's just a little bit at the beginning to whet your appetite. Titanium Noir by Nick Harkaway. All right, so the next book is something I've seen all over Bookstagram and here as well, which is R.F. Kuang's Yellowface. This is the Illumicrate edition, very nicely done, which I'll get into in 1 second once I tell you the plot again, which is about a very kind of sea-level writer, a white girl, who is struggling, who is friends with an Asian woman who is a terrific writer who writes an amazing novel, and she ends up dying. White girl takes that novel and tries to pass it off of her as her own. And what happens? It's all about appropriation, racism, the kind of racism that exists in the publishing industry. So, and I'm hearing good things about it. What I love about this is actually the way they've done this book, which is Rebecca Kuang is obviously the real author. However, when you open the book up, it shows you, signed by the author with the original writer in the book. The original writer in the book, meaning the girl who dies, her name is Athena Liu. So this would have been Athena Liu. And then they have this fake posted over top of that. Not to mention the fact that the book is called The Last Front, that she wrote by Athena Liu, and the white girl who's changed her name to Juniper Song. Anyway, it's very convoluted, but I think it's all that to say it's very clever in terms of the marketing and the put together of the book. So nice job, Illumicrate. But looking forward to this. We'll see how that one goes. All right, this one I got through Pango because I don't remember where I had seen this, frankly, and it just sounded so interesting. And I have seen this book absolutely nowhere. The Will of the Many by James Islington. Let me read you the beginning of this. At the elite Catanon Academy, a young fugitive uncovers layered mysteries and world-changing secrets in this new fantasy series by international best-selling author of the Licanius trilogy. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. James Islington. The Canton Republic, the hierarchy, may rule the world now, but do they know everything? I tell them my name is Vis Telemus. I tell them I was orphaned after a tragic accident 3 years ago, and that good fortune alone has led to my acceptance into their most prestigious school. I tell them that once I graduate, I will gladly join the rest of civilized society in allowing my strength, my drive, and my focus, what they call will, to be leached away and added to the power of those above me, as millions already do, as all must eventually do. I told them that I belong, and they believe me. But the truth is that I've been sent to the academy to find answers, to solve a murder, to search for an ancient weapon, to uncover secrets that may tear the Republic apart, and that I will never, ever cede my will to the empire that executed my family. To survive, though, I will have to rise through the academy's ranks. I will have to smile and make friends and pretend to be one of them and win. Because if I cannot, then those who want to control me, who know my real name, will no longer have any use for me. And if the hierarchy finds out who I truly am, well, they'll kill me. I give you the will of the many. His name is clearly Will, I think. It sounds good. It sounds interesting. It sounds a little bit like the beginning of Red Rising. I don't know why, by Pierce Brown, but this sounds totally fun. I've seen it absolutely nowhere. So I'll let you know if I start to read it. Also haven't seen nowhere. Also haven't seen nowhere. That'd be good English. Haven't seen anywhere. Also, I have not seen this anywhere, which is Perilous Times by Thomas D. Lee. I always wonder, if you're not seeing it anywhere, does it mean marketing departments haven't done a good enough job of getting into the hands of people who might in fact market it? Or does it mean that people read it and were like, well, this stinks? I don't know, because clearly there's a bunch of things that marketing teams and publishers focus in on to give a lot of energy to and get behind. But this seems like enough of a chonker that someone would have got behind it. An immortal knight of the Round Table faces his greatest challenge yet, saving the politically polarized, rapidly warming world from itself in this slyly funny, contemporary take on Arthurian legend. Okay, so I think somebody's reborn. And now that I remember, I've read some reviews of this, and the people's gripe about it has become too political, portraying people on the right as morons and people on the left, as kind of the heroes. And what's wrong with that, I say? What's wrong with that? But I'll let you know. I kind of love this cover. Kind of seems fun. We'll see. I'm giving you nothing else about this, but there you go. All right, this came out a few months ago, My Last Innocent Year by Daisy Albert Florin. I love this cover so much. I just think it's beautiful. And guess what else this is? It's a campus novel. And I love a campus novel. I loved Vladimir. This is when Brett lists a lot of campus novels that Brett can think of none of at the moment, but you get the drift. Okay, so it's set in 1998, and a young girl, Isabel Rosen, has one semester left at Wilder College, a prestigious school in New Hampshire. Desperate to shed her working-class roots and still mourning the death of her mother 4 years earlier, Isabel had always felt like an outsider at Wilder, but believed she's finally found her place, until a non-consensual sexual encounter with one of the only other Jewish students on campus leaves her reeling. Enter R.H. Conley, a once famous poet and Isabel's writing professor. Conley makes Isabel feel seen, beautiful, talented, the woman that she longs to become. But as a relationship deepens, Isabel discovers that the line between youth and adulthood is less defined than she thought. So, I don't know. Love this cover. Can't say I love the book. That would be a lie. But I think this sounds really interesting. Again, love a campus novel. So, My Last Innocent Year. I know some of you out there have read this. Tell me what you thought. On the thriller side of things, My Murder by Katie Williams. This sounds like a little fun construct. What if the murder you had to solve was your own? Lou is a happily married mother of an adorable toddler. She's also the victim of a local serial killer, recently brought back to life and returned to her grieving family by a government project. She is grateful for this second chance, but as the new Lou adapts to her old routines, and as she bonds with other female survivors, she realizes that disturbing questions remain about what exactly preceded her death and how much she can really trust those around her. Now, it's not enough to care for her child, love her husband, and do the work she's always enjoyed. She must also figure out the circumstances of her death. Darkly comic, tautly paced, and full of surprises, My Murder is a clever, devour in one sitting twist on the classic thriller. Who killed me and who brought me back to life? And how will I find out? My Murder by Katie Williams. All right, and the final book today, God's Children Are Little Broken Things, Stories by Arinze Fikandu. In 9 exhilarating stories of queer love in contemporary Nigeria, God's Children Are Little Broken Things announces the arrival of a daring new voice in fiction. Arinze Fikandu explores with tenderness and grace the fundamental questions of the heart. Can deep love and hope be sustained in spite of the dominant expectations of society and great adversity? God's Children Are Little Broken Things. Sounds really good. I don't know. We'll see. There you have it, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. 8 books to add to your TBR potentially if one of them tickles your fancy. Let me know if any of them sound appealing to you. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you soon. Thanks for dropping by, and if you liked what you've seen today, don't forget, like and subscribe.